welcome back to Chaos Head Noah. Hello, Void Dweller. Hello, Olga. Last time, we went to visit Ayase at the hospital. And a whole bunch of different stuff happened. Like, there was like this hallway of pure darkness. Like, they were talking about something like someone being trapped, like, in a crazy ass room. Like, apparently, I don't know, what if that's like an illusion blocking something that nobody can usually see or something, like a secret wing. But of course, Takumi, being Takumi, decided, no, I don't want to go there. Who cares? It's all just this exciting adventure. But I don't want it. I'm not the main character. I'm not. Oh, jeez. Hello, Saya. Hello, Dark Samurai. Welcome to the stream. And, on top of that, Sena and Kozupii raided the base and found the drawing with the monster and the equations that Takumi made. Oh boy. Just checking. Okay, there we go. Would I have gone there? No fucking way. Well, if I had powers, I would have. But, like, me, myself? No. Jeez. I would have gotten, like, Ayase to help me. Jeez. Oh, yeah, the Mind Control Gyro Froggies. Here we go. The shop specializing in Gyro Froggy merchandise was known as Top Frog. That pun was likely an attempt to leave a good impression on his customer base, but Bon could only saw it what he felt like was akin to a dad joke. At present, Top Frog had about 20 branches established around the capital region. I was showing no signs of slowing down its expansion. If I had a sword, it would look like, I have no idea. It would have to be, I guess I would see, like, what kind of shapes I can make out of what's around me at the time to pick something out. I have no idea, honestly. Like, I wonder how different they can possibly be. Like, does it have to be a sword, or, like, can it be, like, stretching the definition of a sword? Oh. Hello, Nagitono. Welcome to the stream. Because so far we saw, like, you know, the big-ass bleach cleaver that, frickin' Kozupii has, but the rest of them are basically, you know, like, and, like, Sena has the Halo sword. Oh, hello, Zarmagus. Hello, Nagatono. Welcome to the stream. Like, pretty, swordy McSwordington sword. Like, they're all recognizable as swords. And Takumi's sword, what we saw from the outline, was like a rapier. But, Bleach Cleaver. Void. You know how Ichigo's sword is in Bleach? Uryu. Let's see. You remember they got a whole lot weirder? Interesting. In Chaos Child. Okay. Well, I'll wait until then to reserve my judgment, because I want to see, like, how far they can take the concept of a sword. Like, does it become like a Zanpakuto? Like, yeah. Like, where it can, like, stretch the definition? But, yeah. I want to see, like, how far the concept could be taken. Like, does it have to be recognizable as a sword? At present, Top Frog had about 20 branches established around the capital region. And it was showing no signs of slowing down in its expansion. Bon was currently visiting the very first branch situated in Harajuku. A place often cited as paradise by the biggest Gyro Froggy fans. Bon, however, quickly came to regret this decision. Is it a bit too soft for you guys? Can you hear his voice? Can you guys hear him, or was that too soft? Yeah, I thought so. Hold on, let me just... I don't know why, like, the two games have different volumes. It fucks with my head.
Oh boy, Yua-chan, mind if we take off?
He spoke in a low voice to Yua, the girl that had guided him to the shop.
でも百瀬さんからゲロカエルンを買ってくるように頼まれてるんじゃ。
Huh? But didn't Momose-san ask you to buy a Gero Froggy for her?
だってよ、おじさんだけ明らかに浮いてるからさ。
Right, but come on now. Guy my age is completely out of place here.
Just say you're buying it for your daughter or something, dude. Scores of young people happily trotted along Takashita Dori, but the vast majority passed by without even so much as glancing at the shop. They all look exactly the same. Weren't they supposed to be like limited edition ones or something? Only a few people were standing inside the actual store. In fact, aside from Bon and Yua, there were only 3 customers in total, all of which were high school girls. Due to Bon's unkempt appearance, walking along Takashita Dori with Yua not only served to portray him as a man of obscene intentions. Oh, really? Or he could just be like her dad. Like, seriously? Like, that's what I would think. Jeez. You were just going to buy one of the plushes that were so popular nowadays. But that was what any stereotypical old pervert would say. A notion that brought down Bon's spirits considerably. On top of that,
なんか誰かに見られてるような気がするんだよな。
yeah, his voice is like super low for me. But can you guys hear it now? I don't know why. Like, his volume is super low for me.
I don't know. I just can't shake the feeling that someone's watching me.
いい年して自意識過剰かもしんねえが。
Oh, he's just speaking quietly. Thanks. Thanks.
Could be I'm just a little too focused on myself for my age, though.
あ、それ私もです。
Yeah, she's definitely louder, so it's just his voice. Yeah. Oh, me too, actually.
最近誰かの視線を感じて、たまにすごく怖くなるんですよ。
Oh, uh-oh. She's got the whose eyes are those eyes. Recently, I've been feeling someone's gaze on me. And every now and then when it happens, I feel very, very afraid.
なんで俺だけじゃなかったか。
Yeah, I think that's just how the game is. He's just really quiet in this scene for some reason.
Oh, so it's not just me?
Oh, shit.
ゆあちゃんの場合は心配だな。ストーカーに付け狙われてたりしたら。
Oh, well, it doesn't bother me. That might be something to worry about in your case, Yua-chan. Someone having to be stalking you.
そんな怖いこと言わないでください。
That can't be it. Please don't suggest something so frightening.
安心しな。そんな奴がいたら俺が逮捕してやるから。
Don't worry, anyone who tries will find themselves in handcuffs before they can say hey.
Resolving the topic with a grin, Bond stared fixedly at the various frog characters lined up on the shelves.
ところで、ゆあちゃんはここに来るのは何度目だ？
I'm curious. How many times have you been to this place, Yua-chan?
私も初めてです。
This is actually my first time here.
あんまり客がいねえ
I
よ
think I
うだ。
finally nailed down a voice for you. Jeez.
Doesn't look like there's many customers around.
静かなブームってやつなのか？
This the calm before the storm or something?
金曜日から日曜日にかけてはすごく混んでるらしいです。
Well, I've heard that it gets really crowded from Friday to Sunday.
つまり新作が発売されて週末の間だけですね。
Oh, and that's because, a new tag gets released every weekend.
特に金曜日はものすごく並ぶらしくて。
I hear Friday in particular is a very long line.
学生のために18時に販売開始なんですけど、噂だとその行列だけで竹下通りが埋め尽くされるとか。
They open up at around 6 p.m. to give students a chance to get one. But, and this is just a rumor, the line for this shop alone covers the entirety of Takashita Dori.
週末だけね。ますます怪しいな。
Just the weekends, eh? I was growing more suspicious by the second.
Bond went to pick up 2 of the Teary Garo Froggies that had released last week, then headed to the register. Yua, not buying anything herself, followed behind him.
Welcome, dude!
The store employee was a vacuous-looking man in his 20s. His hair had been dyed green and he had earrings in. Wait. This is why I don't get anime. How can hair dye exist when you have people with like naturally blue and like naturally purple hair? Like in a game like this. Like what difference would it fucking make? And he had earrings in. If we're not behind the register, he certainly would not look like a clerk to the passing observer. Like in the anime where like everyone has like natural hair colors, it makes sense. Like, you know, then you have people with dyed hair, but like when you have like the traditional like anyone can have anything as a hair color anime, then like what's the point of even having hair dye? At the very least, it was no outfit to be serving customers in. The employee stared at the two without relent, nor restraint. There we go. See, I told you. Like, yeah, he looks like a dad.
Present for the daughter? Yep, you got it.
No, but I mean, how would they be able to tell? Is what I mean, Olga. Like, what's the point of like even having that as a thing? It's like, you know, people dye their hair all kinds of colors in our world because you people can only have, you know, black, brown, blonde, or red hair. In anime, it can be any color, and it's natural.
My baby girl wouldn't stop twisting my arms, so now we're here. But I suppose you just gotta suck it up and act like a dad every once in a while.
Bond forced a smile as he looked ingratiatingly at the younger shop clerk. Yua's gaze fell to the floor as her face turned to one out of shock. Nonetheless, she did not break the father and daughter's charade. No, I don't, Olga. I just have brown hair.
That aside, these frogs have got me real curious. Mind telling me a thing or two about them? First off, are these gecko froggies or whatever really that popular?
Dude,
Like, they're Gero Froggies. Like, I mean, like, they're turbo bonkers popular. It's like crazy, man. Shaw.
ああ、ゲプカエルンね。いつも週末に新作が出るんでしょ。
Ah, Gepuk Froggies, are they? I heard that a new product comes out every weekend. That true?
ゲロカエルンだって言ってんじゃんマジ。
He said Gero Froggies, my dude. Righteous.
Didn't even
って
have
いう
to ad
か
lib that.
新作とかそういう言い方マジやめてよ。新ガエルだから。
And like, my man, don't call them products all stuffy like that. They're avant-Gero buddies, brah.
金土日と超並んでバンバン売れるんでマジやばいっすよ。マジでバンバン売れるっすから。
We line them up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they sell like turbo bonkers fast. It's like seriously crazy, man. They sell seriously like turbo bonkers fast, man. You already said that.
バンバンっすよマジで。
And I really mean like turbo bonkers, dude. Righteous.
Yua's brow narrowed in response to the young man. Bonkers seemed to be a favorite word of the shop clerk, and something felt odd to her about it. Bonkers. Interesting. Is it because his name is Bon? Is there? Why is he emphasizing part of it so much? She wondered. It likely was not intentional, but it almost felt as the young clerk was saying Bond's name in some capacity. Ooh. Oh. Do they have a kill order on him? Oh boy. Oh boy.
これメイドインチャイナってラベルに書いてあるだけなんだけど、メーカーとかわかる？
Ooh. Do they have a fucking kill order on Bond? Oh boy.
This label says made in China and some or other. But do you know who the actual manufacturer is?
はメーカー？
What's that? Manufacturer?
つうかゲロカエルにブランドとかねえし。ゲロカエルはゲロカエルんじゃね？それで完結してね。
Seriously, dude, he's putting on an act.
Come on, dude. Don't act like Girl Froggy is some kind of brand. Girl Froggies are free creatures, man. You gotta get with the program.
おっさんマジウケんだけど。
Seriously? That's turbo uncool.
教えとくと、ゲロカエルンって作ってんじゃねえから。マジバンバン生まれてっから。
Let me tell you this. Girl Froggies, they ain't made. They're born. And it's bonkers.
Oh, he didn't emphasize that time. Unsurprisingly, the conversation was getting too much for Bond, leaving him on the verge of rupture. Ooh, he has a status effect on limbness. Oh, in order to prevent this, he swiftly ended the conversation, handed over the money, and then left the store with Yua in tow.
チー、店員の教育がなってねえな。
Sheesh. Do they even train shop clerks in this day and age?
We don't even get to see what he looks like, dude.
今時の若い連中ときたらもうろくに会話もできやしねえ。
Youngsters these days can't hold a decent conversation to save their lives. Gonna.
大体なんだあの格好は。
And what was with the getup? Looks like the circus came to town. We didn't have silly outfits in the 80s, when I was a kid.
そうですね。
It, indeed.
Ah.
Yua came to an abrupt halt. She grabbed Bond's suit cuff and pulled him to a stop as well.
見てください、バンさん。
Look at that, Bond-san.
どうした？
What is it?
Yua was pointing in the direction of a white 2-ton truck. It was pulled. Oh, that's where the mind control thingo is. Pulled over on the side of the road, and a number of cardboard boxes were being unloaded from the cargo bed. Oh no, that's where the well, it could be. But that's where the Giro Froggies are coming from. Boxes were carried one after another on the back of the Giro Froggy shop.
明日発売になるゲジカエルの新作か。
Like, it's hilarious because my dad does something similar. He like like he'll mispronounce a word on purpose as a joke. It's wow, it's kind of nostalgic.
Well, would you look at that? Those must be the new Garo Frogopedes coming out tomorrow.
ゲロカエルンです。
It's like, yeah, like my dad does the exact same thing and like multiple times, like just like Vaughn is doing. It's Gero Frog.
ゆあちゃん、よく見つけたな。偉いぞ。
No, me with Dohalim, like, was just because I kept forgetting how to say it. Because Dolahim, like, rolled off the tongue better than Dohalim. Dolahim, like Dolomite. It's Dolomite, baby. Like, you know, the, rather than Dohalim, Dolahim, like, flows. So that's why I kept saying that. I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Never would have noticed that. Nice catch, Yua-chan.
いえ、そんな。
No. It was just happenstance. Usually the cargo bed of a truck would have a company name or logo emblazoned on it somewhere. But the one before Bon and Yua was completely blank. However, the cardboard box is being carried inside is something resembling a company name written beside a few Garo Froggy illustrations. Ooh, okay, what is the guy's company that
有限会社新
Faithworks Limited? Wow, that sounds like a fucking cult. Jeez.
Faceworks Limited. Ever heard of him?
ありません。
No. I can't say I have.
となれば困った時のももちゃん頼みだな。
In that case, we gotta pay Momo-chan a little visit.
Do 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 do.
Come on, Maya.
My name is Yua, actually.
Well, you're Maya to me. I always wanted a psychic assistant.
I'm not psych. We parted ways with Masumi-kun at the station, then headed straight back to my base. The whole way there, it felt like I was stumbling my way through a nightmare. Nanami's face kept popping into my mind, and each time it did, her expression was different. Nanami had always been the type to wear her heart on her sleeve. When she was angry, she'd puff out her cheeks and pout. The puffy face! And when she was happy, she'd smile so wide it would even make me embarrassed. How did I end up doing a freaking Entrapta voice for freaking Takumi? God. Memories of all those different expressions made my heart thump again and again. Almost painfully so. That phone call from before. The thing she'd said. What the hell had they meant? They could only mean that the bandage wrapped around her arm when I'd seen her at school must have been... I mean, can you really reattach someone's hand like that? If it's cut off? I know you can reattach fingers. Where could she be now? At school? Or maybe she'd already gone back home.
タク、ほら、前見て歩かないと転んじゃうよ。
Come on, Taku. You gotta look where you're going. I don't want you to trip. Supported by Remy, the two of us came out on the roof. Oh boy! Huh?
どうしたの？
What is it? Boy. so nervous. Red.
これから実家に帰ってみようと思うんだ。
Yeah, do it, Takumi. I was thinking of heading back to my parents' house now, actually.
これから急だね。
No? That's kind of sudden. You silly Billy.
歩いても30分もかからないところなんだ。
It shouldn't take more than half an hour to get there on foot.
それでその
And,
一緒についてきてほしい。
I want you to come with me. As I made that request, I was so nervous. My heart felt like it would burst out of my chest. I was even somewhat surprised that those words had managed to come out of my mouth at all. He wants to introduce her to his parents. Oh, God. Asking someone for something. It was something I'd never been able to do before now. Beep. Delusion driver.
嫌だよ。
Oh, it's not a delusion. It's one of those hidden choices. I wonder, like, once you get through one route, it'll tell you when it's a delusion and when it's a choice. I have a feeling that the routes hinge upon the actual choices more than the delusion ones. No way. She firmly declined.
私行きたくない。
I don't want to go. I couldn't believe my ears. I would have never thought she'd respond like that. Before that moment, Raimi had always listened to me. No matter how selfish I was being, she had always helped me, supported me. So I'd assumed that she would agree without question, no matter what I asked her. But now that I thought about it again, I was the weird one for assuming she'd never refuse. I'd gotten too used to her taking care of me. I was being too presumptuous, expecting too much of her.
そう。
Oh.
それに
Besides, Raimi turned her back to me, and then she wrapped her arms around herself. Yeah, that is very suspicious, likely because maybe they knew who she is.
それにタクも行かない方がいい。
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Ugh. Besides, you really shouldn't go there either, Taku.
それってどういう？
What do you mean?
実家には戻らないで。
Stay away from your parents' house. She spoke firmly, almost like she was ordering me not to go. I was at a loss. I had no idea what Rimi was trying to achieve by saying that. What kind of face was Rimi making as she had her back to me? I didn't know.
わけがわからない。
You're not making any...
あなたは何も知らなくていい。
Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? You're just being super sus. It's better if you don't know. Her voice carried a sense of urgency. She felt like a completely different person from before, because this is her true self.
ここでこのコンテナハウスだけでずっと生きていけばいいの。
Whoa! You should stay in this container house for the rest of your life if you can help it.
そうしてもらわないと困るんだ。
Wow. Wow. You know what? I'm glad I picked the red. It's showing her true colors here. To him. If you won't do that for me, this won't end well. Won't end well. Wait, this was a delusion, right? Or was it real? Ooh, I think I picked a nice option here. Takumi, you know, it's better that he gets out from under her spell sooner rather than later. The fuck is that? Whoa! Did she unlock a D sword or something? Suddenly, a high-pitched sound pierced my ears. One that sounded almost like a woman's scream. Really, it sounded like a fucking laser beam or something to me. Uh-oh. Oh, earthquake? Are they testing, like, the freaking system again, the instrumentality thing? A strong gust of wind swept over the rooftop. The air trembled. Oof! My vision was overwhelmed by a blinding sheet of deep crimson. With no idea what had just happened, I turned my face to the light. And when I looked on top of the container house, there she stood. It is I, the girl with the goal! Aoi Sena, D-sword in hand. Fight! 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 The source of the light was her D-sword, glimmering against the sky. But something was strange. When I'd seen it before, Sena's D-sword had emitted a blue glow. Ooh, she's in rage mode. The sound vanished. The wind stopped.
答える
I need an answer. Now! Her voice was sharp. Her glare cold. Her eyes glistened with unmistakable animosity.
これを書いたのお前か
Were you the bastard who wrote this? As she spoke, she thrust out a piece of paper with IRT scribbled on it. My essay. For some reason, it was all scrunched up. Why did Sena have that? Why was Sena here? Magical girl fight. Come on! Come on! Don't blue ball me. Illegal trespassing. Those words popped into my head, immediately followed by the realization that she had searched my room. But what for?
答えろと言っている
I said, I need an answer.
そうだけどだから
I did. Why do you want to know? Takumi-san! Kozupii is here! Next came the sound of Kozupii in her voice. Ah! She was behind Sena. Well, she was clinging to Sena's legs, and her face was peeking out from behind them. She had an urgent look on her face as she looked at me. Run away! She's gonna freaking kill you! Huh? Right as Kozupii screamed, Sena leapt from the roof. She held the sword high and... Look out! Ooh. Remy yanked my arm and I fell backward. I quickly looked back up and then saw the place I had been standing only moments prior. Sena's sword had hollowed out the floor on the rooftop. Takumi, you better get your fucking sword. It had such insane destructive power, such tremendous sharpness, that it didn't feel real. Is there a sword here? Like, is this gonna be a sword, like right here, or is, I don't know. The impact had been great enough to destroy the concrete, and yet the sword didn't even have a scratch on it. Weren't these swords supposed to be things people couldn't see, let alone touch? Not if you have mutual recognition. A certain term crossed my mind. Real boot. Her sword had been real booted, yet... Through the mutual recognition of the four people here, Sena's D-sword had gone from her delusion to reality. It was now a great sword that could cut down a person for real. Everybody gotta close their eyes. Come on. Raimi hadn't pulled me away in time, I would have been bisected from head to toe by that beautiful sword of hers. It would have been instant death. Shivers ran down my entire body. Just now, Sena had unmistakably tried to kill me. Why? My head was overrun with confusion. The two of us had been eating crunchy coons together just the other day. Kozupii had been there with us. It was true that our relationship wasn't far enough for me to call us friends, and that even back then, Sena had been acting scary the whole time. But even so, she shouldn't have hated me enough to suddenly come after me with a D-sword.
殺してやる
I'll kill you. Sena raised her head. She glared at me even more intensely than before. Her movements are incredibly fast. Looks like Rimi's gonna bust out her sword now. I think she might. In spite of the fact that she was holding a gigantic sword. Well, because it doesn't have to have any weight, so she can move it as much as she likes. She kicked off the ground like she was starting a 500-meter dash. The tip of her sword scraped against the ground as she brandished it. Closing the distance between us, she raised the weapon above her head. In that instant, my instincts worked out exactly what kind of situation I was in. She was serious. Sena was deathly serious. Ah! As I lay face up in a total heap, I let out a shriek. I couldn't run away. Come on, get your fucking sword, dude. None of this made any sense. Getting a game over like this, desperately running away from Shogun, yet getting surprise attacked by Sena as a result of it. It was far too ridiculous, far too sudden. I didn't want this. I didn't want to die. I really didn't want to die. Right then, a single silhouette leapt above me and landed between me and Sena. When I looked to see who it was, I realized it was Rimi. She stretched her arms out wide to bar the way of the approaching girl. Was she putting her life on the line just to shield me?
どけ
Move! But if she did that, she was gonna die. I didn't want that. Fight, 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 fight.
さんには気をつけて
Shijo-kun's gotta be careful around Sakihara-san. Suddenly, what Kozupii had said before reappeared in my mind. Pale light leaked past Rimi's outstretched arms.
先畑さんはよくわかんないのら
Shijo-kun doesn't really know Sakihara-san. Rimi,
タクに手を出さないで
don't you dare lay a finger on Taku! Unifying the overflowing light, she placed her arms together. D-sword! Real boot! The air warped and shook. Coming seemingly from thin air, feathers of shining light burst around Rimi and danced in the surrounding air. And then what appeared in her hands? Da 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 da. It feels like some freaking vocal song should be starting to play. What the hell? Effortlessly blocked down the fierce downward swing of Sena's gigantic sword.
タクを追い詰めないで
And don't you dare torment him like this! It was all too graceful to be called a sword, all too imperial, enough to easily be mistaken for the wings of an angel. Yep, it's just hers from the beginning of the game. Then, I realized a certain fact. That she, Sakihata Rimi. Was a gigglomaniac. Do 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 do. Come on, no, no, no! Yes, yes. Okay, good. It didn't change scenes. She's got a dual sword. Yeah. Overwhelmed with shock, I always kind of looked at the face of the girl that stood before her. That winged sword that had so effortlessly blocked the attack of her D-sword was clearly a D-sword itself. If the girl she now faced was not accustomed to wielding a D-sword, she had not been able to block Sena's attack with such perfect timing. Wowie zowie!
先畑さんもギガロマニアックスだったのら。
Sakihata-san was sure she was a gigglomaniac! What are the odds? Kozupii stared down at the three people from atop the container house as if she was a spectator. Her dangling legs swung back and forth again and again.
Sure acting carefree for someone who ruined my surprise attack.
Thought Sena, clicking her tongue inside her head. However, despite her moving thoughts, she did not remove her gaze from Rimi's eyes. Her opponent had brought a brooding look on her face. Or have we switched to Sena's perspective? Yeah, I think we've switched to Sena's perspective here.
Nishido Takumi moaned from behind Rimi, having sunk to the ground in a pathetic display.
Sena's target was ultimately him, so she had no intention of fighting with Rimi. Besides, this was no manga, nor was it an anime. It was a fucking visual novel. So a D-sword battle was not a particularly realistic thing to occur.
その男が何をしたか知っているのか
Do you know what exactly he did?
IR2 という公式を
The IR2 formula. He...
知ってるよ。
I'm fully aware.
Sena had been interrupted by a quiet, sorrowful yet decisive response. Upon hearing that, Sena tightened the grip on her D-sword.
それなら
Fine. Then I'll...
タクを覚醒させれば
If you force Taku to awaken,
もっと大変なことになる。
this will end in an even bigger disaster. Okay, someone... Shogun has some kind of fucking foresight or something, clearly. Apparently, Takumi awakening is like some kind of earth-shattering apocalyptic event here, is what I'm getting, and delaying his awakening or forcing him to awaken, or one of the two, basically means the end of the world, because he's like the chosen one of gigglomaniacs. It feels like he's like a terroromaniac, I guess, even though that's not been a thing stated yet. This will end in an even bigger disaster.
その前に殺す
Then I'll kill him before that.
あなたには
Even if you try,
無理だよ。
you will never be able to. Sena decided there was no point in talking further. She brandished her sword in an EI stance. EI stance, sorry. Ooh, she's gonna do the freaking drawing it from a sheath attack, but but she doesn't have a sheath. Before her, Rimi stood readily. Nishido Takumi lay about 5 long strides away from her. At this distance, it would take around 3 seconds to resolve things completely. Without hesitation, Sena rushed toward Rimi from the front. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. Aiming straight for the girl, she swept her D-sword toward her flank. Remy attempted to block it like before. But... Uh-oh. Sena's strike had been a feint. Her sword passed through both Remy's sword and body. Oh, wow. She unreal booted it. She released the real boot. At present, Sena's D-sword was no more than a delusion. A delusion that people can see. It could touch nothing, it could cut nothing, it could kill nothing. But that had been her very aim. Due to having twisted her body to block the attack, Remy's reactions would be slowed. During that time frame, Sena already slipped past her and made it 2 steps closer to Takumi. She real-booted the sword once again in an instant. This is it. Takumi faced Sena with the eyes of fear as she effortlessly real-booted the sword. With her D-sword that had once again become real, she moved to pierce Takumi's heart.
Sena.
Here we go!
Sena.
Ooh, is this Shogun? A figure flew past the corner of her vision. The instant she heard its voice, the girl, fiercely shaken by it, missed her target. The tip of the sword grazed Takumi's leg and stabbed into the concrete. Sena slowly raised her head.
You.
Then let out an angry growl. At the edge of the roof, their form lit by the backdrop of the setting sun, stood a single man like a phantom among the corporeal. Ooh, it's this dude. Is that her dad? His face was pale, deathly so. The pupils that resided within his sunken eyes were surrounded by bloodshot whites. His head hung toward the concrete, his face without expression. The instant Sena saw the man, neither Takumi nor anything else mattered to her anymore. The man Sena had chased after without end, her sole object of hatred. The man that had abandoned her. Ooh, yep. And betrayed his family entirely. That very man now stood before her very eyes. I finally found you. Sena took a step toward the man, gritting her teeth to hold back her overflowing hatred. She once again brandished her D-sword. Hello, Crosby. Welcome to the stream. Another step forward.
There was nothing I could have done.
Ooh, shit. Not a good thing to say. It's not. It's not, Krause. He has nothing to do with that franchise.
I had no choice but to offer your mother as a sacrifice.
Shut up. Oh, he's taunting her. Oh shit. What is he gonna do?
As she met her end, your mother could not have looked more at peace. For this reason, Sena, I want you to be at ease.
What? Oh my god. This is Sena's dad, apparently.
From your mother's sacrifice, We obtained amazing results from that experiment. She gave her life for the sake of the world, and in the process, she was of great use to us all.
お前も母さんの功績
Ooh,
を
what the
誇
fuck?
って
Damn. Whoa!
You should be proud of your mother for that meritorious act of service, just as I am.
黙れよ
Shut your goddamn mouth! Blood rushed to Sena's head, rending her no longer able to see anything other than the man that stood before her. She dashed. Oh shit! Did he kill her? Oh fuck. Oh wow, this guy's a fucking boss. Oh boy. It happened in an instant. She flew at the man's breast. Why would they say that? Closed the distance between herself and it, then sunk her sword deep into its center. Oh, she actually stabbed him. Oh, she got him. That was Sena's long-held desire. She had roamed Shibuya daily for the sole purpose of killing this man. She had dreamt of the day she would kill him countless times. It had never left her mind.
やっと母さんの敵を
After all this time, I've avenged you, Mum. She went to remove her sword, which would grant her the opportunity to move away from the man. Oh, oh, oh. But before her sword could come free, the man wrapped his arms around Sena and gently embraced her.
よせ気安く触るな
Stop it. Don't you dare touch me like we're family. Her entire body stood on end. And doing this now, after everything that had happened, only served to nauseate her. Yeah, the voice actors are really good in this. Seriously. I don't know if I've heard them in anything else. I probably have. Long ago in the distant past, the bond of family between Sena and the man had been severed. Even so, for some reason, she was unable to comprehend. Sena could not bring herself to throw off the man, an inability that deeply surprised her. His warmth, his large chest, the deeply real presence of her father, her hands dyed in red.
私は こんなの
This is...
あなたが
Oh shit! I knew it! I knew it! Oh boy! I knew that was way too sudden.
The delusion that you wished for.
Oh shit! When she heard that whisper, Sena immediately understood. Errors slipped into dead spots! Psychological attacks. Enchantment! Oh, is he a delusion? Seeing someone's delusions. When Sena realized her mistake, it was already too late. Oh no! She lost her balance and together with the man, her body was cast off the roof! To Sena, the ground that lay its sword was look oh so far away. Oh shit fucker. Who did that? Was it him or was it like someone else? Unable to comprehend what the hell was going... Oh, no, back to Takumi. Unable to comprehend what the hell was going on. All I could do was watch as the scene unfolded. Sena had suddenly run to the edge of the roof, lost her balance for no reason I could see, and was about to plunge to the ground right this very second. Was it Rimi who did that? Her body was about to disappear beyond the edge.
落ちる
She's gonna fall. a whisper. I tightly closed my eyes. She had committed suicide. Oh my god! The group dive! Sena had intentionally dove to her death. Oh my god. So who is up there? It's gotta be fucking Sua. I want to see Sua's D-sword. I bet it looks all gnarly and like, you know, dark and evil. I didn't understand why. As if I could understand. She'd assaulted me out of nowhere. Serves her right. That girl is just yet another enemy. No! Takumi, we're so far in the story and you still have so little grasp of what's going on. No matter how long I wait. Ooh, good, she didn't die. The resounding splat of her body hitting concrete did not come. Damn, these are like fucking genjutsu battles here from Naruto, my god. I timidly opened my eyes and tried to see what was going on. Closing your eyes is probably the best way to fight in this scenario. Sena wasn't falling. Instead, she was on her knees. Rimi stood right beside her. Oh, shit. Yeah, Rimi too strong. She was holding Sena's arm. Had Rimi saved her? Sena threw her D-sword away and started crying like a child. What the hell was even going on anymore? From my perspective, it looked like Sena had tried to die of her own volition. Yup, it was Rimi. I'm sorry for making you see something so painful. But I really had no choice. Rimi had done something to Sena. The usually bright and happy girl I was used to felt like an entirely different person now. A brooding face, sorrowful whispers, quivering eyes. The girl standing over there wasn't the Rimi I knew. Sakihata-san! Are you done with your anime fight? A voice reverberated in my mind. Kozupii hadn't moved from her position on top of the container house, meaning she was still staring down at us. It's all Jenny Dunzo now, right? If Sugihata-shan's gonna kind of clicky spot put up that Sena-shan out. Kozupi's not gonna let you. If you do, you know, murder is my middle name. Kozupii will smash you into teensy-weensy pinsies. A chill ran down my spine. Kozupii was speaking with her usual airheaded anime-ass tone of voice, but the things she was saying were deadly serious. Yes. I'm done. I was never planning to do anything to Aoi-san to begin with. As long as she never sees Taku again, I'll let her go.
Well, that's completely impossible. I mean, they go to the same school and live in the same city, just, by coincidence.
だってコズピーとセナちゃんとタクミちゃんはお友達だもん。
I mean, Kozupii and Sena and Takumi-chan are all friends!
ね、そうでしょタクミちゃん。
Right? That's really right, Takumi-chan? I mean, if we're not friends, does that mean I can kill you?
The gears in my mind refuse to move. If someone told me that everything that just happened was a dream, I'd probably believe them just like that. Come to think of it, why had Sena attack me so suddenly? Was Sena my enemy after all?
お前のせいだ。
It's all your fault! Sena raised her head as she sobbed. Can somebody please tell us the fucking backstory here? Everybody knows everything except Takumi. And Kozupii, who's just kind of along for the ride. She's the muscle. She made no attempt to wipe away her tears and stayed on the ground where she had fallen to her knees. Her gaze was fixed on me.
お前のせいで私の家族は。
It's all your fault. And my family! I was completely bewildered. She was launching nothing but raw emotion at me. What the hell did she think I'd done? I hadn't done anything. I hadn't screwed with anyone's lives, and I certainly didn't know a damn thing about Sena's family. I was harmless as could be.
無害だと。
Ooh, she's reading his thoughts. Harmless. She'd read my mind.
お前が生み出したものが世界を滅ぼすかもしれないっていうのに。
Oh, he did create a person. He did create a person. I fucking knew it. Oh, or a monster. I knew it. I knew that was gonna be a thing eventually. I fucking knew it. Even though the monster you created could destroy the entire world, you dare call yourself harmless! Destroy the entire world? More Chuny shit again? I turned my gaze to Rimi for help, but she had her back to us. She stared vacantly at the darkening sky.
無駄だよ。
There's no point. Her figure, her voice, with the sheer loneliness they gave off, nearly in my imagination.
だから何も知らないから。
Taku doesn't know anything. Like seriously, he has no idea about what any of you were talking about. Sounds like we're gonna get some backstory. Finally, some background. Well, we got a team. At least we got a team of 4 people, hopefully, right now. So we just need to track down the other members. Hopefully Ayase is, safe. With that statement, Rimi spoke as if she knew everything there was to know.
ふざけるな。
Cut the bullshit!
今渋谷を襲っている混乱は全部あの公式が発端なんだぞ。
The chaos infesting Shibuya right now. It all started with that formula! Formula?
それ以上言わないで。
Don't say any more.
タクは本当に何も知らないの。
He really doesn't know anything. Seriously, he has no idea what the fuck is going on. From the sounds of it, she is talking about me. But I couldn't follow the conversation at all. Obviously.
公式って俺のこと？
Is this the formula? The Farm Bureau?
Kozupii left down for the container house, holding my essay in her hand.
The crazy eye monster on top of the Death Star with all the hands.
She held out the back of the essay to us. I saw what I doodled on it back in elementary school. IR2. The chaos infesting Shibuya right now. Had started from this? Talk about an absurd accusation. There was no way in hell some random doodle could affect anything, let alone of that magnitude. I just doodled that thing on a complete whim when I was bored or something. Probably. It was a long time ago, so I didn't remember it all that well. But I didn't know there was no real meaning behind it, and I just copied down the numbers I'd seen in a dream. It was a dream related to whose eyes are those eyes, which I'd written about on the front. I used those words all the time, since even before I'd written it, and whenever I had, it would take the shape of my dreams. All take shape in my dreams more and more. Within one of those dreams were those numbers.
FUN の10乗か INT の40乗イコール IR2
Function to the power of 10 times integer to the power of 40 equals IR2. After a while, Sena wiped the tears from her eyes. Now they were a deep scarlet. Oh my god! While still on the ground, while still hanging her head down in regret, she formed a sentence.
この公式をお前が生み出した瞬間世界は分岐したんだ
Ooh, are we bringing Steins Gate into this now? The moment you created that formula, the world diverged. Beep. Oh, back to Evil Town.
NoaH に搭載されている中で最も秀でているのは中核システムに組み込まれたとある方程式です。
You know who I just realized this guy looks exactly like one of the gym leaders in Pokemon Black and White. The dragon gym leader that's not Iris. I think it's Iris's grandfather. He looks exactly like, literally the exact same character design. And I think Black and White came after this, actually. Like identical. Look up Black and White, Pokemon Black and White Dragon Gym Leader, and it's not the little girl because there's two of them. It's not Iris. It's the old man. Look, you'll see. He looks literally fucking identical. Yeah, this guy in the desk here.
What stands above all else within NoaH 2 is a particular formula incorporated into the core system.
これは人類史上未だ回答が見つかっていないとされているもの。
Its solution has remained unknown throughout human history, even to this very day.
ミレニアム7のうちの一つかね
One of the 7 Millennium Prize problems, yes?
億単位の懸賞金がかけられているという数学界で未だ未解決の7つの問題か。
And they define it right there. Yeah.
Ah, I know of these. The 7 still unsolved problems within the realm of mathematics, each with $1 million prize.
いいえ、その7つの中には入っていません。
And why'd you mention it?
I'm afraid you're incorrect. It is not among those 7.
ですが、実はミレニアム7はもともと問題が8つあった。 公開前に一つだけ削除されたのです。
The legendary 8th Digidestined.
You see, in truth, there was a time when the Millennium Prize problems contained 8 problems. One was expunged before the rest were made public, which is how it has remained even as we stand here today.
それがNoaHに組み込まれている方程式だと。
The equation can incorporate into NoaH too, I take it.
削除された理由は
And the reasoning behind its expungement?
世界に最悪をまき散らす可能性があるためというところです。
The possibility within to show the world in calamity, most notably.
一体どのような数式なのだ？
Just what manner of formula is this?
基本相互作用における電磁気力を想定した共鳴現象。それを表す計算式です。
Hello, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream.
It is a resource phenomenon which speculates on electromagnetic forces within the fundamental interactions. That is what the formula conveys.
Can I click it?
これにより特定の電磁パルスと受容体とが近接作用することで発現する未知の力が解明されました。
In physics, this refers to any of the 4 basic forces that interact between elementary particles. These are electromagnetic interaction, gravitational, weak, and strong. Yep, the 4 forces. I was good at math at a point. Yes, Void. I was good at math until the point where I didn't need it because my major was biology. A theory that explains all elementary particles and the 4 fundamental interactions in a unified manner is yet to be established. The grand unifying theory. If such a theory were ever finalized, it is predicted that it would be able to consistently explain everything from the subatomic scale to the far corners of the universe.
In turn, it has elucidated an unknown force, one which manifests through local interaction between established electromagnetic pulses and receptors.
各国が30年以上かけて開発し積み上げてきた沈黙の兵器の研究成果を一瞬にして過去のものとしてしまったんですよ。
Through this one formula, the accumulated research and development on silent weapons, all the efforts of every nation over the past 30 years, would become obsolete in a mere instant.
その問題に回答を見つけた者は神になるに等しいというわけだ。
Whoever finds the solution to that question, why, they would be akin to God himself.
それを君が果たしたというわけかね。
Is that what you have accomplished, then?
それはとても不思議な場所から見つかりました。子供の落書きという。
How the fuck did he get that? Did Takumi become like a fucking insanely intelligent? Is this Steins Gate again? Like insanely intelligent scientist in the future, and he beamed this back to himself in the past, like to prevent himself from inventing this formula or something, because it would destroy the world. Although it seems kind of futile because I don't know how they'd prevent anyone else from ever discovering this formula. It's going to happen eventually.
It was found in a most mysterious place. The scribblings of a child, if you can believe such a thing.
I wonder how people even noticed it. My god, like, the teacher would just think that's some gobbledygook.
IR2
IR2
NoaH2 のいわゆるハードウェア部分はこの公式によって神に匹敵する能力を手に入れました。
With this formula, the hardware of NoaH2 has obtained the ability to rival God himself.
あとはソフトウェア部分に相当するギガロマニアックスのコードサンプルを集めれば。
What does that stand for? Is that like their fucking DNA? Like their soul essence?
All that remains is to gather code samples of Gigalomaniacs for usage with the software.
NoaH2 は本格的に稼働し、我々の望むものすべてを実現してくれるでしょう。
With the full-scale operation of NoaH2, all that we desire will be made real.
かのアインシュタインが現代に生きていればと思うよ。彼は高い能力を持つギガロマニアックスだったと聞く。
Dang. What I wonder what Einstein's D sword would be like. I'm just imagining that. Now I'm just imagining like an Oppenheimer, like them having like these swords.
Oh, how I wish Einstein were alive today. I hear with a Gigalomaniac of tremendous power.
家庭の話よりも現状がどうなっているかだ。
Rather than speculation, how fares the current situation?
ギガロマニアックスは世界中に数えるほどしかいないというではないか。大丈夫なのか?
Is it not said that the world's number of Gigalomaniacs is few? How can we hope to succeed under such circumstances? It's not like they all go to the same high school in this very city.
すでに5人分のサンプルは確保しました。
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Mystery Theater. We had that too. In middle school, yeah, no, it was the calculators. Yeah, the calculators were restricted, and then we could use them. And in fact, they were required for calculus when I took AP Calc in high school. Like, we needed the TI-84, TI-89s. And, you know, what we would do is, like, people would download all kinds of games on them because they had the TI-84s and 89s, they have D-pads on them. And so people programmed literally video games onto those calculators, and you could get shit like Mario and Sonic equivalents that actually have fairly decent physics for some reason on these calculators. I remember like having Sonic on the calculator, and it was fucking nuts. And I would play that during downtime at school.
The samples of 5 people have already been secured.
NoaH2 稼働に十分な数が集まったようだね。
I'm pretty sure they'd probably need 7.
An adequate number for the operation of NoaH2, it seems.
ならば結構。
Splendid indeed.
ただ、サンプルが多ければ多いほど、NoaH2 の能力は向上します。
However, with each and every additional sample, the abilities of NoaH2 will rise.
Watch NoaH2 gain sentience and just like fuck everyone over.
特にどうしてもサンプルを採取したいギガロマニアックスの少年が一人いましてね。
I wonder why they haven't. I mean, like, he has like no security around him. Like, couldn't they have just gotten like a blood sample from him, like while he was at the doctor?
And in particular, There is a gigalomaniac boy whose sample I have much interest in harvesting, no matter what the cost may be.
だからといって計画の遅延は許されんぞ。
Be that as it may, any delays that faced our project will not be tolerated.
ノア2の本格稼働はいつ頃になりそうなのかね。
What milestone do you believe shall mark NoaH 2 entering full-scale operation?
稼働前に最終実験として
The final experiment prior to operation.
サードメルトを行います。
The third impact, melt, carried out by myself.
また地震を起こそうと？
Do you plan to induce another earthquake?
予測規模。
What of its estimated scale?
想定では関東大震災と同レベル。
Oh shit, man. So that's what all the destruction. Oh no, sorry, Olga. Coco is going crazy, jumping up and down the cat tree. Sorry about that sound in the background.
It is anticipated to be on the same level as the Great Kanto earthquake.
関東大震災クラスだと？
The Great Kanto earthquake!
マグニチュード 7.9 だったかな。
Did that not have a magnitude of 7.9?
現在の建築基準と免震対策レベルを考えれば町にかつてほどの大きな損害を及ぼすことはないでしょう。
With modern-day building code and seismic isolation levels in mind, the city will sustain nowhere near as much damage as it once would.
So that's why everything's fucking destroyed in the prologue.
だが犠牲者の数はファースト、セカンドの比ではなかろう。
But the number of casualties will certainly dwarf that of the first two, will it not?
およそ5000人ほどといったところです。
Dang, fucking genocidal maniacs.
If in line with our estimates, it will total approximately 5,000 people.
少なく見積もってですが、問題が
Although I must say that estimate is optimistic. Are there any questions?
責任は貴様が取るのだろうな。
I expect you'll be taking responsibility for this folly.
腹でも切って死んでみせますか？
Shall I carve out my stomach and perish before your very eyes?
これが最終実験です。
This is the final experiment, please. We need some people left to rule over and oppress.
サードメルトが予定通りの成果を上げたとき、ノア2は完全なる完成を見る。
When the time comes and the third melt has produced the results we seek, NoaH 2 will see perfect completion.
世界の可能性は我らの手の中に。
The world's possibilities will then be in our hands.
Da 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 la 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 la.
この公式をお前が生み出した瞬間、世界は分岐したんだ。
The moment you created that formula, the world diverged.
分岐って
Diverged? But Steins Gate hasn't been written yet. What, like with routes? Roots? This wasn't an arrow egg.
タク、
Taku.
もう行こう。話聞く必要なんてないよ。
Let's just go. There is no point in listening to this. Yes, there is! Remy, you can fuck off until you want to explain everything. Come on. Remy pulled on my hand, pleading me to go inside my room. Her demeanor oozed feelings of desperation. Remy was afraid of something.
葵さんが言ってることは全部嘘っぱちだし。
Everything Aoi-san is saying is a complete and utter lie.
嘘はそっちだろ。
You're the liar here.
葵さん、もう帰って。タクの前から消えてよ。
Aoi-san, just get out of here already. Never come near Taku again. Who should I believe?
たかが数式になんでそんなに目くじら立てるんだよ。
Why are you getting so mad over just a random formula?
本当に何も分かってないのか。
Do you really not know anything?
アインシュタイン
Yes!
E イコール MC の事情。これが発表されたことで核兵器が開発されるという未来が生まれたように。
Think about how Einstein authored E equals MC squared. Through simply creating that formula with his gigantic D-sword, a future where nuclear weapons are developed was born.
お前の生み出した IR2 もまた E イコール MC の事情と同じ。いや、それ以上の影響力を世界に与えている。
Alright, so clearly some information or people at the very least have come back from the future. I didn't expect there to be time travel in this since time travel is Steins Gate's thing. The IR2 you created is the same as E equals MC squared. No, it has an even bigger effect on the world.
IR2 沈黙の兵器を現実のものとした。
IR2 made silent weapons a reality.
沈黙の兵器。
Silent weapons?
思考盗撮、視覚投影、五感制御。
Mind reading, visual projection, and control over the five senses. Wasn't that the patented technology Sena had told me about before? The one that she was investigating?
ギガロマニアックスは特別。いや、異常ではなくなる。
Soon, Gigalomaniacs won't be something special. No, they won't even be considered abnormal.
これからはこの忌々しい力を誰もが自由に使えるようになるんだ。IR2 を元に作られた装置によってな。
Thanks to the device made based on IR2 in the future, anyone will freely be able to use this abhorrent power.
もっとも、その前に一握りの腐った連中に独占され、人々は気づかないうちに家畜同然の立場になるよう洗脳されてしまうだろうが。
Of course, before that can happen, it'll likely be monopolized by a number of shitbags who then brainwash the masses into livestock, mindless sheep completely unaware of their oppressors. How would I have known all this? Go on and on about this shit till the end of time. Still wouldn't change that I didn't know anything. Seriously. Even if Sena was speaking the truth, I never would have intentionally tried to make something so horrifying, not in a million years. It was just a doodle made by a kid. I didn't even know what I was doing. I hadn't done anything wrong. Wowie Zowie!
それなら、そのアイアーム2は。
It's so really so. I am too, is it?
IR2。
IR2.
それはギガロマニアックスの力のことをキュッピーンって説明したものなんだ。
It's something that explains the powers of Gigalomaniacs. So it's sparkly, wackly. Just like that.
やっぱり
あのおじさんが言ってたのは本当だったのら。
The thing is that all these multi-guys that were all cheering you after all these.
一番重要なのはその目、誰の目を生み出した少年なんだって。
I mean, he said the most important thing was the boy who created whose eyes are those eyes.
それってたくみちゃんのコートだったんだね。
And that boy was Takumi-chan all along. Kozupii solved the mystery.
Kozupii spoke in a carefree tone. I would never be able to act as innocent as she could. Just like me, Remy also showed no signs of answering. Sena, meanwhile, opened her eyes wide and raised her head with a start. She rose to her feet, staggering. Why was her footing so unsteady? Did it have something to do with what Remy had done to her earlier? Kozue.
お前今なんて言った？
What did you just say?
Whoopee?
Sena drew closer to the puzzled girl, pressing her for answers.
おじしゃんって誰のことだ？
Ooh, someone else has finally seen Shogun. Who exactly is this oldie moldy guy?
コズピーに理想度の大切さを教えてくれた人。
Wow, it's a person that taught Kozupii about how precious G-swords are. I think his name was Tono-sama.
東京に来て初めて話した人なの。
The first person Kozupii talked to when Kozupii came to Tokyo.
なんかね、ふぎゅーって鼻つまみたくなっちゃう格好してて、へんてこなこと書いた板持ってたの。
When Kozupii thinks back on it, he wore an icky outfit that made Kozupii want to pinch her nose. He was holding a sign with something really weird written on it.
世界は終わるとかとか。
The world is ending, or something like that.
Oh, no. She's talking about the Sena's father. Okay. I thought she was talking about Shogun.
なんでそれを早く言わなかった？
Why didn't you tell me about this sooner?
Because you never asked.
そんなこと言われても。
Yeah! But Kozupi's telling about it the second Kozupii remembered.
あいつだ。
It's him.
やっと見つけた。
I finally found him. Me, Remy, and Kozupii, the three of us, unable to understand what Sena meant. Could only watch with confusion as Sena's blood-curdling demeanor boiled and bubbled.
私はやっとあいつを殺せる。
Finally, I can kill that bastard! Beep. There had once been a certain experiment. But it was an experiment she had known nothing of. Oh, there's Sena's mom. She was a perfectly ordinary housewife, and had been blessed with a second child in her womb before turning 40. No, perhaps perfectly ordinary might not have fit her quite so well. After all, her eldest daughter was old enough to enter high school. A 15-year gap from the second child. Oh my god. Oh wow, do we know this person? Do we know this older lady? Is it Takumi's mom? No, it couldn't be. If that's Sena. She had been slightly worried that her eldest daughter, adolescent that she was, would oppose the pregnancy. However, the exact opposite proved to be true. Her daughter's heart sang when she heard the news. Her husband, an established scientist, often lost himself in his research and faith, and rarely ever came home to his family. Research and faith? Jeez. But when he was home, he always did his best to be a good husband and father. So while she housed some dissatisfactions, they would never surpass the love she held for her husband. Her second child was delivered without issue. A healthy girl of 2.579 grams. Why is there a comma instead of a period there? Sounds like... Oh, no, that's definitely, it should be a comma, because otherwise it would be like a microscopic girl. Yeah, my mistake. Well, that's a weird way of putting it. Why not 2.579 kilograms? She named the child Mana. Oh, that's not Sena. Soon after, her husband was unfortunately made to transfer far away. Her husband held no capacity to support himself even with the most basic of life skills, forcing her to ask her stable daughter to go with him and tend to her father's needs. Since she was now living alone with the newborn Mana, they then opted to move to an affordable company housing as per her husband's plan. She had initially been living in an apartment within the suburbs, but this made transporting convenient. The new company house, however, was in the best area in Shibuya, and many of her husband's colleagues' families lived close by. Her considerate husband claimed that, because of this, there'd be nothing to worry about in her times of need, including what she needed to help with the baby. Every room in the company house was spacious, and she particularly favored the bedroom. Oh God. One wall was home to a large mirror, and the opposite wall had an even larger window. From there, she could view the luscious greenery of a yoga park. She then went on to quickly befriend a housewife living close by, and received extraordinary treatment from the company, namely being provided a housekeeper. She was proud of her husband for holding such an important position within his company, one that allowed her to live in such a luxurious way, and so her life without worries nor dissatisfaction continued. 2 years passed. While Mana had experienced delayed growth, she had grown into a healthy child, all while not contracting any major illnesses. She was a very pampered child. If she did not cradle Mana in her arms, the girl would start crying in a voice so shrill it could shatter even the thickest glass. Regrettably, she had fallen ill about a month prior. A particularly grave symptom was a fierce tinnitus, something she suffered from throughout most hours of the day. Oh God. Fortunately for her, the housekeeper and housewife next door were more than willing to assist her with taking care of Mana. Regardless of the help she received, she was essentially joined at the hip with Mana, never able to part from her even for a moment. Even when, oh God, there's gonna be a big tragedy. Oh God, even when going to the bathroom, even when taking a bath, if a thought were to even cross her mind about having the housekeeper cradle the baby for a short time, Mana would detect these intentions and immediately burst into tears. Oh boy, there's gonna be a tragedy. Contrary to what one might surmise, she actually found an endearment in how much Mana clung to her. But due to the inseparability of the two, she continued to live a life where she could never take even a single step out of her own home. Oh God, something bad's gonna happen. Her lifestyle was entirely supported by the housekeeper and the housewife. For her, meeting the two had become her true saving grace. However, over time, something odd began to happen with the two helpers. During a friendly chat in the living room that occurred a week prior, housewife spontaneously vomited without warning. Paying no heed to the confusion she showed, the housewife then rushed outside. She had not seen her since, leaving her to worry that she had perhaps fallen ill. I think the baby is a gigglomaniac. Concerned, she decided to ask the housekeeper if she could check on her. As the housekeeper left that day, she made her request, concluding with an, "I'd love to help you tomorrow as well, dear." And yet, when the housekeeper heard these words, she suddenly burst into tears, only nod again and again as she departed. What's happening? Oh God. Is this the experiment? The tinnitus that had been tormenting her so became fiercer that night, to the point where it felt as if her head itself might split apart. She tried calling an aunt, the line refused to connect. Oh no. She tried going outside and to ask the neighboring housewife for help, but even that proved too much for her. Throughout all of this, her daughter had continued to cry incessantly, further agitating her pain. In order to endure this terrible pain, she embraced her beloved Mana. And as she did so, with the tinnitus and the crying abruptly stopped. Pain in her head vanished just as suddenly, almost as if it had never been there to begin with. Yup. The baby is a gigglomaniac. She then looked down only to see... Oh, shit. It was a stillbirth. Oh, no, and she deluded into thinking it was a living child. That's why the baby didn't grow. Oh, my God. That's terrifying. Oh, my God. The audio glitched? Oh, that's not nice. Oh my God. She then looked down only to see that the child she was holding was now a mummified. Oh my God. She was a stillbirth the whole time and she deluded it. In spite of how heavily it had been crying until that very moment, the body had suddenly become a desiccated, rotting mound of flesh, one that gave off the most repulsive stench. And so before she could even realize the whole experiment, her mind broke. The audio glitched at a scary moment. Oh my God. Jeez. Jeez. Wow, that's crazy. I suppose it works for the stream. I'm sorry about that. Oh my God. There had once been a certain experiment. This is like a Milgram type thing. Oh my God, did the father do this to her? No wonder Sena wants to fucking murder him. But it was an experiment that ran different to how he had hypothesized. Oh God. Nozomi technology, here we go. Yep. Oh yeah, that's a fucking cult. Yeah, that's a cult name, all right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a name to run away from real fast. If you ever see like a name of something like that sounds similar to that, you stay the fuck away. He was a scientist at Nozomi Technology, a follower of the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light. The man at the center of Nozomi's strictly confidential Project NoaH, and the man that it is... Wait. What? Huh? Deciphered function to the power of 10 to the power of 40 equal... Wait, what? Wait, huh? Wait, what? Wait, huh? He had offered his wife, on the verge of childbirth, as a test subject for the experiment. Well, that had been instruction from the founder that he revered. It all just been as much as his own suggestion, all to ensure the success of the experiment. It was christened the Mana experiment after the coding into their second daughter. His eldest daughter, 15, was placed in Cosmic Church's Divine Light Institution. Oh my god, Sena escaped from that wacko cult. Oh my god. All while he observed his confined wife and infant child for 24 hours a day. What happened to the... Wait, how did the baby just die? Did the baby die or not? Oh, okay, Takumi created it. But Sena's dad figured out what it meant. Okay, thanks. I was a bit confused. I was like, is that like Takumi for the future or something? Like, what the fuck? His wife had been led to believe the place she resided in was the company house, but in reality, it was a test site that Nozomi Technology prepared, a site containing the NoaH prototype he was developing. Mind reading, visual projection, and control with the 5 senses. In order to research the effects of such practices, he locked his wife and daughter Mana in the site as test subjects. My god! Wow! Yeah, he deserves to be fucking stabbed through the heart. He is the scum of the earth. Not much was known about the effects of electromagnetic radiation on the human body, so he very much intended to halt the experiment immediately if his wife or child showed any strange abnormalities. The experiment was then met with an unfortunate accident soon after it began. Yeah, it's the homeless guy, which is, we know, is Sena's dad. Experiment was then an unfortunate accident soon after. Mana passed away at 1 month of age. Okay, here we go. Her cause of death unknown. It was an accident nobody could have prevented. He was overcome with sorrow and intended to bring the experiment to a close. And yet such a thing was not permitted to him. That is just... that is an unimaginable tragedy. Ooh, this is probably the white-haired evil dude here.
Do you not find it rather intriguing?
Those were the words of his employer. Yep. It's the blonde dude. Yep. His employer was referring to the bizarre sight visible within the experiment. His wife did not seem to recognize Mana's death as real, and instead treated her remains as they were still her child. In her eyes, Mana had never died. But in truth, these things were all simple projection, a reality only she was privy to. This was an effect of the NoaH prototype, and in a certain sense, situation provided an optimal opportunity to test its capabilities. She wore that janky-ass giant helmet the entire time? My god. Consequently, he had his wishes disregarded. Eventually, even he came to think this continued experiment would be best for his wife's sake. Oh boy. That is just a horrible thing to do to somebody. What the fuck? You are insane. So you submitted your wife to a mind control experiment, you sick fuck? My god. Looking upon the one-way mirror, his wife would embrace the corpse of their child, and lift her every day in blissful happiness. She would gaze through the window toward the greenery of Yoyogi Park. In reality, the window was a mere wallpaper and the scenery a projection, and yet she simply smiled at the view, all while gently tending to her child as she cooed. Creepy. Staff belonging to the research team would take care of his wife, with one playing the role of a neighboring housewife through their housekeeper. As long as the experiment continued, her mind would never break. As such, he told himself this was all for his wife's sake. Yeah, sure. God. Though in truth, perhaps his mind had broken far before his wife's ever could. At some point in time, his goal had changed from completing NoaH 2 to forcing his wife to continue living an endless dream. How did he become a homeless dude? After continuing the experiment for 2 years, his employer suddenly announced an end to the project.
Data は十分取れました。NoaH 2本格稼働は間近です。
There's gotta be a meaning to NoaH 1, right?
続ける意味はないでしょう。
Like, why is it called NoaH 2? Like, there's gotta be like a NoaH 1 that like blew up or failed or something. I wonder if that has to do with Takumi.
We have obtained sufficient data. NoaH 2 will soon begin full operation. I think there's little point in continuing this experiment further.
He vehemently opposed this, his desperation evident, and yet this passion had been branded a traitor, and he was subsequently removed from the project. As a gesture of kindness, he was permitted to be present at the test site on the final day of the experiment, albeit within restraints. And with him, his daughter, of whom he had not seen across all these 2 full years, was forced to be present. Oh my god. A look of bewilderment rose to her face when she noticed him.
父さん、これはどういうこと？母さんに何をしたの？
Dad, what's going on? What did you do to Mom?
母さんが抱いているの。一体。
What the? What is Mom hugging? He was unable to answer. His guilt over what he had done prevented him from looking his daughter in the eye. Meanwhile, the start of a ghastly ritual was drawing near. The housewife had long since become unable to endure Mana's rotting stench. The housekeeper had left the test site in response to his wife's words. Then the equipment was stopped. The dream ended, and his wife broke. Yeah, of course she would. In her eyes, what was once her child had suddenly transformed into a mummy. A sight that brought her to scratch at her scalp, tear at her hair, dig at her fingernails and the flesh of her face, and then she killed herself, I bet. Oh god, that sound. What the fuck? What is this fucking JoJo shit? This, oh my... Began to ravenously devour the desiccated body of her own child. Throughout every tear of flesh, she began to laugh maniacally, bang her head against the wall. For eventually, she took a kitchen knife, drove the blade into her own eyes, and died right where she stood. Mom! Mom! The daughter cried and screamed as she watched her mother's horrific end from beyond the one-way mirror. His daughter was then taken away by 2 researchers, with one taking a hold of each arm. He was not even granted the opportunity to pursue his only remaining relative.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He blamed himself for everything, believing he had reaped what he himself had sown. Regardless of his reasons, when he had resolved to continue the experiment 2 years ago, it had been obvious how things would end. Mere days after bearing witness to his wife's death, he vanished. Now nary a soul knew of his current whereabouts. Damn, Kozupii should have fucking murdered him. After everything had settled, Sena had gone on to interrogate Kozupii about something with bloodshot eyes. And then after doing that for a bit, she ran off somewhere on her own. Oh my god! Wow! This is one of those cases where the stream title was oddly prescient. Kozupii had chased after her. Oh my god! But I, meanwhile, had just been staying put. Still incredibly confused as to why Sena had become so obsessive all of a sudden. And now I was trudging to Kitazawa. My parents' house was only a short distance away. Walking from my base to it took less than a half hour. Could Nanami be there? Oh god, could this be another thing like this? Oh boy. Though not as busy as Shibuya itself, the roads of Shimokitazawa were fairly crowded. I was still being hit by the aftermath of that Esper debacle. Namely, some passers-by look at me with mocking sneers, while others even took pictures of me on their phones. Oh god, that's horrible. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Overwhelmed by embarrassment and humiliation, I hurried along the road to home.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry. Oh boy, something bad's going down at the parents' house. Oh boy. Rami's eyes were pointed to the ground as she said that. She was walking a bit behind me, and time we spent moving along. She repeated those words over 10 times. Oh, something bad's going down. Oh god.
黙ってて。ごめん。
I'm sorry for not saying anything. No matter how much she apologized, I had no way of answering. I didn't know anything about Rami. Nothing had changed ever since we first met. And yet, she supported me. She stayed by my side. But at the end of the day, there was still so much I didn't know about her. Even so, I'd always brushed that issue out of my mind. Perhaps it was because something in me knew she wouldn't stay with me if I knew the truth. And that terrified me.
どうして僕と一緒にいてくれるの
Why do you stay by my side at all? I worked up the courage and asked her what was on my mind. I asked her the reason why she would stay with a guy like me. Was it because she was trying to lure me into a trap the entire time, just like you had? Yet, despite my suspicions, the answer she gave was nothing of the sort.
あなたに目覚めてほしくないの。
I didn't want you to awaken.
普通の生活を送ってほしかった。
I wanted you to live a normal life. Didn't want me to awaken. Like, as a gigalomaniac? Rami knew more about me than I did. It's like, it really feels like there's somebody with future knowledge here, which is probably Shogun, who feels like he's Takumi from the future. And we got time travel without Steins Gate. I did not, again, that's what it seems to be
一
like.
体君は何者なの
Who the hell are you exactly?
私は
Rami hesitated a little.
私はタクの友達だって思ってる。
I'm someone who really does think of you as a friend, Taku.
友達でいたいな。
And I want it to stay that way. Huh. In other words, she was telling me to stop pushing? But There was no way I could stop there.
僕はギガロマニアックスなの。
I mean, you saw the fucking sword. The fact that you can see other people's swords and shit. Am I a gigalomaniac? He's probably like...
そうとも言えるし。
Yep. I think it's even further beyond that, it seems. You are.
違うとも言える。
But you also aren't. Yeah, he's probably even further beyond. Yeah. Which was it? Was she trying to dodge the question?
君は IR2 のこと知ってたの？
Did you know about IR2? Do you know how much longer this scene goes? Or after this is a good place?
聞いたことがあるだけ。
I only heard about it. She didn't say from who.
セナが言ってたのは本当なの？
Is what Sena said true?
嘘だよ。
No, it's all lies. Come on, don't do this. Lies. Telling me it was all lies was a lie in and of itself. I could just tell from just looking at her.
君は
You. I was about to ask more, but I held my tongue. Are you my enemy or are you my friend? Depending on the answer, I might not have been able to stay with Remy, so I didn't ask. Well, she might be able to read your mind. If I pretended that nothing had happened, I could keep on deceiving myself just as I had been up until now. That way might be easier for me, happier even. Okay, that was what I was gonna— No! What am I gonna do? I was gonna keep being ignorant and keep living a lie. A lie told by Remy. Remy had saved my ass so many times already, so there was no way any harm would come to me if I did that. I deserve to live a normal life, just like she'd said.
ありがとう。
Thank you. I averted my eyes from her and swapped out my question for a few words of gratitude. Running away from the plot again,
守っ
except
てくれて
for protecting me.
だか
Taku. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just continued walking to my parents' house in silence. Okay. I have a feeling we're gonna get some major revelations once we, once we go to the parents' house, so I'll save that for next time. Oh boy. Wow. Well, we learned all about Sena's backstory today. Oh boy. And we had a magical girl fight. Oh my god. Yeah, Ayase seems the only one without an agenda. Oh boy. I think I want to save all the parents' house stuff for next time. I think this is a good place to yeah, it does feel like a big turning point right here. Absolutely. So yeah. So yeah, tomorrow will be more Library of Arena, and then we will continue this on Sunday. Oh boy, things are getting intense. Sena backstory reveal. We got Kozupii backstory, Sena backstory, Ayase backstory. And Yua doesn't really have too much of a backstory. The sister and Remy. Yep, we need their backstories. I have a feeling there's more than meets the eye to the sister. This seems like him going home seems to be treated as like a big event. So, until next time, I will say, so long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.